Ojai Valley Estates, a premium mobile home community, discretionary rent application. The main issue, actual expenses versus substituted expenses. Ojai Valley's Estates applicant expenses seem to be a primary focus of this discretionary rent increase. Applicant uses its actual expenses, whereas Dr. Barr, staff expert, uses substituted expenses. Ojai's actual expenses, when used to calculate fair return, are high in the opinion of Dr. Barr and staff. Therefore, Dr. Barr substitutes actual numbers with something he calls liberal industry norm. Actual expenses versus liberal industry norm. Actual expenses are simply that, the actual expenses incurred by the applicant, which were documented with receipts and invoices. No one argued that these expenses were incorrect or unsupported. However, Dr. Barr states some of the applicant's expenses don't fall within a normal industry range. Therefore, Dr. Barr substitutes an actual expense with something he calls liberal industry norm. If you Google liberal industry norm, there are no results found. Even Dr. Barr's own report states industry-wide data for mobile home parks is very limited. So based on very limited industry-wide data, Dr. Barr substitutes applicant's costs. Insurance shall be this. Management administrative maintenance and repair cost will be that. In reviewing these imaginary numbers, there was one instance where Dr. Barr arbitrarily selects a number between 1061 and 3004. This is especially concerning as the number must be multiplied by 89. In addition, these numbers came from 16 chance, non-comparable mobile home parks. Economies of scale and smaller mobile home parks. Dr. Barr's use of per-space costs doesn't give consideration to small parks like Ojai Valley Estates and its related economies of scale. For instance, let's say that you have two parks with the exact same clubhouse and amenities. The only difference is one park is 200 spaces and the other is only 100 spaces. If the cost of maintenance of the clubhouse and amenities is $100,000 a year and Dr. Barr uses the 200 space park as his liberal industry norm, he would calculate $500 a space for maintenance as a fair amount for both parks. However, the real answer is $1,000 per space for the smaller park of 100 spaces. Recommendations versus fair return. So applicant's preferred NOI method mentioned is recalculated by Dr. Barr to be zero increase because Dr. Barr simply substitutes actual cost with unsubstantiated dartboard numbers. Applicants' calculations of 100% MNOI are also ignored because of prior court cases, the argument of lesser property taxes, and increased efficiency, thus stating that a property that is nearly 40 years old can run more efficient and cost-effective than a brand new property. Applicants' calculation of 50% MNOI is simply ignored. Applicant is here today only seeking what the Rent Review Board considers a fair return. Applicant is also open to reasonable calculations and estimates that have a foundation to support a fair return. Dr. Barr's apples to oranges substitutions are misleading in nature and therefore do not provide a fair return. If the owner isn't allowed an increase, where does the money come from for unplanned expenses? ADA requires a pool lift. County to owner builds storm drain basin. As you can see, there are times when the owner doesn't have a choice on new capital improvements. The ordinance will, however, require these assets to be capitalized and amortized over several years. However, owner ends up paying the entire cost up front. Ojai Valley Estates, a premium mobile home community. Simply stated, a premium mobile home park does have a higher cost. Just in the last 10 years, there were over $800,000 in capital improvements alone. The park offers a superior lifestyle, provides the finest amenities, builds a community, constantly improves infrastructure like adding V-gutters to streets, and never ignores the smallest of details. Rent control's effect on neighboring parks in Ojai. Miners Oaks, Ojai, California. Villanova Mobile Home Park, Ojai, California. Ojai Oaks Village, Ojai, California. Country Village, Ojai, California. Lake Casitas, Ojai, California. Casitas Springs, Ojai, California. I'm sure Dr. Barr loves these parks to establish his normal industry range and to calculate a fair return. What is actually being shown here is the future of Ojai Valley Estates if it used those same returns. Summary. Based on very limited industry data, Dr. Barr makes armchair decisions with zero effort in researching expenses of properties of the same asset class and size. We believe agreeing with such methods is dangerously arrogant. Applicants' efforts in providing an extraordinary amount of information to staff is met with extreme criticism, while their own expert is seemingly free to use imaginary numbers. Applicants' efforts of providing alternative methods of a fair return have been additionally met with swift denials. It was the board that denied applicants' completely new capital improvement increase and recommended this discretionary rent increase approach.